surrounds me. If we hold ourselves together, we'll go far. Created a space. In my head it was empty, but I know that I want to be where you are. I was denied. I had spent those years, did not recognize the person that's inside.
Bring the reasons to doubt, try to keep me down, but I'll put the flame out, you can't get to me. Throw your sticks and your stones, go break all of my bones. You won't ache my soul, you can't get to me. And there is no barricade that I can tear away. Shoot me down to fire away, away. But I'm a heavyweight, I'm a heavyweight, I'm a heavyweight, I'm a push me down to the ground. What goes around comes around. You won't put the flame out, you can't get to me. Say what you wanna say, go take it all away, but I'm here to stay, no you can't get to me. And there is no barricade that I can tear away. Shoot me down to fire away, away. But I'm a heavyweight, I'm a heavyweight, I'm a heavyweight, I'm a
for the booger, don't know me, then look at I'm being the clouds. Full full of Henny, I drink in a drown. Daytime better call correct. Ain't playing with your best, then you gonna get left. If it don't involve money, then I don't accept. If it don't involve money, then I don't accept.
Okay guys, the Monday session, let's give it a quick breakdown on why it's the way it is. So basically for that Monday session, I'm just trying to keep the body stimulated and just not give it a chance to start regressing. And I'm also just keeping that momentum of working out going, because sometimes if you don't work out, it can knock you out of your routine and make you feel a little bit off next time you go to train. And it's also there for me to just clean up any movement patterns or technical flaws I feel, so that the movement is nice, grooved and smooth when I go to test on the Wednesday. I was generally using more of a chase the pump method as opposed to a lower rep, higher weight method. Generally it's just because when I do this sort of training prior to testing, so before testing, I don't feel like I'm fatigued or still need to recover. I generally feel like I'm primed and ready to go max out. Whereas if I was using heavier weights, I may not feel that way. It's personally just how I like to do it. Again, if you have a method that works for you before you go into max testing, I'd say to do that. But I just want to give you a quick breakdown of my method going into it. And the workout will be coming up in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay guys, just wanted to give you a breakdown of my Wednesday max testing and my thoughts behind it. So my first thought is that was a lot of failing in one max testing. I don't recall having a time where I've had that much failing in one max testing. I was a little bit annoyed with my decrease on my bench because I was sort of annoyed I failed at 90 twice and it went down to 87.5 as opposed to my 90. But then thinking about it, I was like, okay, you have dropped 2 kilos on body weight, so that may account for some of the strength loss. So thinking about it that way made me feel a little bit better about it. Also seeing that relatively to my body weight, the relative strength hasn't decreased also made me feel a little bit better. Obviously I was still annoyed throughout that whole max testing, and I think that was a good thing because it sort of fired me up to go push it harder on the other movements. And basically looking at the results from them, I'm quite happy because everything either stayed the same or went up. So that just made me feel better. Obviously I'm a little bit annoyed because on that day I struggled to count to 5, because instead of doing a 4 rep max hang clean, I managed to do a 5 rep max hang clean. So I was a little bit, looking back, I was like, I'm a little bit dumb for going from doing a 4 rep max to a 5 rep max unknowingly. So yeah, if you spotted that, let me know down in the comments below. Just click spotted or click right spotted. And just give you how I'm feeling today. Basically, it's a day after my max testing. Obviously I'm sore, quite sore. Like my legs feel a little bit and my back's a little bit sore, but that's more muscular. And then obviously I just feel sore from where I had to drop the bar, or where the bar dropped onto me. But again, I can get through that, and I'll be working out again tomorrow, so I'm done complaining. Anyways, I'll catch you in a bit and see ya.
Stuck in my head, you know I can't forget it. I try to move on, but you're the one that I dream about. I sit alone in my room, drawing up pictures of blue skies. We've been apart for so long, I'm always replaying all the pictures and memories stacked up in my head. I wish I could let you go, I wish I could just forget.
Okay guys, just want to give you a quick breakdown of the Friday session, and the main point of it was to test out new movements or go through movements I haven't done in a while, and also then to hit the main muscles, but main muscles that weren't too sore to train, and then also give a little bit of attention to the weak muscles that need a bit more attention. So on that note, I started off doing a low bar back squat, which then caused my shoulders to ache. So then I moved on to doing a high bar, which then put excessive pressure through my low back, which then made my low back ache a little bit, which I was like, okay, stop there, because I don't want to do any major damage. And then for me, that sort of affirmed that the front squat is probably the best movement for me in terms of squats. My headphones also cut out during that workout, and for me, I don't like gym music, so it wasn't great because I was sort of annoyed that it's not music I want to work out to. So I learned from that to make sure my headphones are fully charged before I go into each session, because that way they won't be dying halfway through and winding me up that I have to listen to like really annoying gym music. Good thing was though, I moved 35s on inclines for 8, so I was quite happy with that. And then in general, the session felt pretty good, so I can't really complain there. There is one more thing, and that's me starting to want to go on a cut. I think I'm starting to get in that vibe to cut down again, and I think it's also partially to do with the fact that the sun's starting to come out a lot more now, which makes me want to be in really good shape. So that may be coming in the coming weeks. Anyways guys, if you're enjoying the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Take me to Neverland.